Ladies and gentlemen, lots of stories to go through, many different transfer sagas to concentrate on, but most specifically, this is the blockbuster one. Manuel Ugarte. Chelsea hierarchies are apparently in Portugal right now as we speak, trying to complete the deal. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get stuck straight into this. First up, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Thank you to PYS for aggregating all of these news. Honestly, massive shout out to PYS for doing this. And, we're all beneficiaries of his hard work. So not just myself and this channel, but you guys as viewers, please go and follow PYS if you're not doing that already. He's just magnificent when it comes to collating all the news. Chelsea right now are in Portugal trying to complete the Manuel Ugarte deal. Ladies and gentlemen, late last night UK time, we were all getting a bit worried because there was all these news coming from the French side of things, trying to support PSG, stating that no, PSG are still in the game. Look, the way I look at it, I'm not worried at the moment. I feel like us, the Chelsea the representatives have done a massive work so far in regards to this deal. We're very deep into this negotiation. I don't see anything happening from the PSG side of things, so I'm not utterly worried about this unless I see otherwise. So from what I've seen so far, and from what you guys have seen as well in social media, it kind of looks like Chelsea are the ones that are well ahead in this game. So far, I'm not worried. And the fact is, right now, as per Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are in Portugal trying to wrap this deal up. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully everything goes well and we sign this particular player. And as I said, right now, I'm not too worried about it. And it needs to be concluded very soon. Pochettino wants this particular player, and this would be a great start to the transfer window, knowing that the manager is getting the player that he truly wants. And don't forget all the other outgoings that we are going to be talking about, and hopefully that will happen as well. This could turn out to be one of the very best transfer windows for us, not just from the incoming point of view, but the outgoing as well. Just as important, maybe if not more important. And obviously we will focus on Caicedo, we will focus on a striker and a goalkeeper. The striker situation could get very iffy with Real Madrid probably looking for a striker as well, which we'll touch on. Manuel Ugarte is not a new Chelsea target. Paul Winstanley and Laurence Stewart are driving this one in a move that significantly predates Mauricio Pochettino. However, that does not mean he doesn't want him. So, look, great that our board of directors and the new scouting team that's been installed by Todd Bowley, they've been doing their job, and I'm very happy that hopefully those days are beyond us where we don't seem to find these gems. I'm glad if this is the case that we've already started to target a player like Ugarte well before Poch even recommended him to us. So look, these are great signs for the future. And it makes me think there is some legitimacy around this, because we've seen recently with Cesare Casadei, the Italian youngster who we've got as well, who's lighting up the stage in Under-20s World Cup. Once again, great scouting from us. So and then there's Kendry Paez. So hopefully the future looks great and we continue scouting like this, because down the track, we won't be able to just get the 60, 70, 80 million player or even 100 million player just willy-nilly like that. We need to compete and find those good players well before anyone else does. So that is where the game is at. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the link of Kai Havertz with Real Madrid. And this is why the link is coming up, not specifically because of this player, but they are losing quite a few players. So, there is a keen interest on Kai Havertz. But first up, Fabrizio Romano breaking: Karim Benzema leaves Real Madrid. Official statement confirms club and player decision. Not that long ago, there was rumors about him leaving to perhaps Saudi Arabia, and it looks like it will be Saudi Arabia. I cannot wait to go to Saudi Arabia next season. Honestly, Messi hopefully is going there. Ronaldo is already there. Sergio Ramos potentially will be going there. N'Golo Kante. It's a Super League. We have to be there. We have to connect with the Chelsea, Saudi fans, and of course, Saudi Arabia apparently will be going for the World Cup 2030 bid. So that'll be interesting. But Karim Benzema is leaving Real Madrid. Marco Asensio is a here we go to PSG as well from Fabrizio Romano's page. Eden Hazard has finished up as well. So there's quite a lot of movement in Real Madrid. They're losing quite a lot of their attackers, and this is why they're heavily linked with Kai Havertz, which is great to see. This is what Ancelotti had to say. Benzema told us about his decision to leave the club this morning. It was really unexpected. His departure was surprising. Now we have time to think about what we should do. We will sign strikers. So, ladies and gentlemen, the striker market, it's going to get interesting. We're looking for a striker. They are looking for a striker. Obviously, they are very, very keen on Kai Havertz. I'm not sure whether they're going to use Kai Havertz as a striker or someone just behind the striker. Maybe they could get two players. But regardless, I don't care what their plans are. I'm just excited that they're looking to get Kai Havertz. And we could potentially get good money out of this deal. Kai Havertz, in terms of his entire package, he's young. There's room for development. He's still somewhat lucrative to a certain degree, and I'm hoping we can squeeze as much as money as we can and really try and balance that book. Real Madrid have started talks with Havertz's representatives, which is fantastic. And as I said, look, they're looking for a striker, and we're looking for a striker. I think they're going to compete for Osimhen. Who knows? But we'll see. That striker situation. Harry Kane, obviously, in the air as well for Real Madrid. But Harry Kane maybe will stick around at Spurs and then try and get that Premier League record of the highest goal scorer. But then again, he may leave because I don't know how much he believes in Ange Postecoglou. We'll talk a little bit about that other Aussie Pep. I have a keen interest on Ange Postecoglou, obviously being an Australian, but at the same time, don't want Spurs to do well. But I'm keen to see how he does for Spurs, which looks imminent as well. A mega deal for Havertz to Real is looming, according to Bild. Look, get it done. Get it done, Real Madrid. Get it done. Talks between Chelsea and Real Madrid for Havertz are expected to take place soon. No direct contact yet. So, look, I'm quite confident, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to happen. This player is probably going to move to Real Madrid. I think, look, he's stayed at Chelsea for 3 seasons, and it's been highly, highly inconsistent. Yes, there's been some top moments, no doubt. Obviously, the Champions League final goal, and there's been some other big, big moments. Obviously, the Super Cup, the assist for Ziyech, Club World Cup as well, the penalty to win the trophy for us. And there's been plenty of big moments. He's somewhat of a big-time player, and that seems to be a bit of an issue because he can't seem to show up in the little games. But maybe he's just over it. He's just over Chelsea, and he needs a new outlook. And maybe moving to Real Madrid could get his career kick-started again, and it's going to be important for him to get a kick-started again, specifically for Germany's point of view as well. So, look, hopefully this deal progresses rapidly over the next couple of weeks, and then we can have a conclusion hopefully by the end of this month. Look, I don't want these players like your Havertz and Ruben Loftus-Cheek or Kovacic. Mason Mount, I'm pretty sure will move on very soon. I don't expect Mason Mount to be part of the preseason, but I don't want to see these players be part of the preseason either. I need them gone because I don't want any disruption. A player that seems to be probably out of the door, not yet. I don't want that. I need them gone, ladies and gentlemen. I've been told Kai Havertz's price tag is 43 to 51 million plus bonus payments. This is Pletikoff. Now, this is where, you start taking someone like Florian Plettenberg serious, because when it comes to German players, when it comes to the Bundesliga, obviously this isn't regarding Bundesliga, but it's a German player. You're going to have to take this particular player seriously. He's been told 43 to 51 million plus bonus payments. Look, I think for Kai Havertz, we could potentially get in excess of 60 million. 2 years left in the contract. Youngster, I think 23 years old, German international, seems to have a lot of hype, and Real Madrid really wants him. Ancelotti really, really is excited about this particular player. So If we can get in excess of 60 million, I think plus the bonus payments probably will push it towards 60 million. I think that's a decent enough deal, man. A lot of people have been saying 70 million. Look, let's not try and push it too much. He's got 2 years left, and his stocks are not that high from a global perspective. But yeah, I think we can do better than 43 to 51 million, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think his price tag should be for Real Madrid. Real Madrid, they do pay a hefty amount of money. As you remember, they paid quite a nice, handsome money for Eden Hazard as well on his last year of contract. Breaking: Manchester United are bidding 50 million for Mason Mount. This is from the Telegraph. No, that ain't going to cut it. Do you know what? Before the transfer window opened, I thought, yeah, 50 million last year left, no problems. It looks good. But now the hype around this player and how much Man United really wants him. And once again, Man United, much like the Real Madrid situation, they like to pay overs. You're paying overs. 50 million ain't going to cut it. Minimum 60. Minimum. I know there's some words floating around about 70 million. I don't know whether we're going to get 70 million on a player on his last, year on the contract. But 60, I think, Man United, you're giving 60. You are. You're definitely giving 60. What is this whole thing about 50? English player, you want him. You want to play with attacking eights. You know what I mean? Like you like Mason Mount. Someone like Erik ten Hag liked him from the Vitesse days back in the Dutch league. So there seems to be a concrete interest, more than concrete interest on this particular player. You're paying more than 50 million. That's all I have to say. You better bring the money ASAP. As Matisse would say, balance my books, balance my books. I want to just share this with you guys. Let me just, this was Mason Mount in the F1 race earlier today. He was asked about his move to Man United. Let me just share this with some audio. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring this up with some audio right now. Okay. Yeah, this video, it kind of, I know he doesn't give that answer, but honestly, it gives an indication. He ain't coming back to Chelsea Football Club. He looks like a player who's leaving, You can just see the demeanor. You can just see his body language. Let's play this.
Amazing day. Mason, he said you're going to Manchester United. I'm here to just enjoy this race today. Amazing day. Can't wait to watch it, yeah.
Mason, they say that you're moving to Man United. I'm just here to watch some F1. Look, brother, you're going to Man United. I think we all know that. You're going to Man United. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, sources Al Ittihad and Al Fatah make proposals for N'Golo Kante, who wants to stay at Chelsea. This is interesting. Now, this is another affiliated page with PYS. Make sure you follow that as well. They've got a website where they get really some good insights as well. I was under the impression Kante was a little bit 50-50. Maybe a couple of months ago, maybe he wanted to stay at Chelsea Football Club, but since his recent injury, obviously we're a bit 50-50 as well, but I thought even Kante was a bit 50-50 too. Look, me personally, I can understand why we want to keep him. I do understand that. With so many players leaving, we need some sort of leadership, right? Obviously, Thiago Silva is going to be there. I'm pretty certain Azpilicueta has to move. I'll be so shocked if Azpi still sticks around. So if Azpi does go, you do want to have another figure in the dressing room that people can relate to, that can say, yeah, you're Chelsea. So from that perspective, leadership perspective, the know-how perspective, experience perspective, I get we want to keep N'Golo Kante, but this brother is injured. This brother only gets to play about 10 matches a season. For the past couple of seasons, it's just been injuries after injuries after injuries. And I don't know. I don't know if he can ever overcome that. And on top of that, I don't see why he wouldn't choose Saudi Arabia. Like, that's perfect, my man. Like, you're going to clean up. You're going to get that money, the money in the bank. So, and it seems to be Saudi seems to be the place to go right now. All the superstars are going there. There's going to be a lot of hype around that particular league. Ronaldo's probably right. It could turn out to be one of the top 5 leagues in world football. The way they're recruiting, and the global focus on it, like it's getting televised all across the world. As I said, even I'm so keen to go next season to get the vibe and the feel of that particular league. So I'm a bit surprised that he's not looking to cash in on that money if there is an opportunity to go there. But look, ladies and gentlemen, if he wants to stick around, no problems. I've got no issues with that at all. But you let me know in the live chat, in the comment section, or in the live chat, what you feel about N'Golo Kante, because I do feel it is a bit of a split situation. There is a large portion that kind of wants him gone, and then there is a large portion that thinks, no, there is still benefit in keeping someone like N'Golo Kante. Look, when fit, he is devastatingly good. He will win you matches in terms of, defensive lockdown of the opposition. And at times can be very crucial in counter-attacks as well. And every now and then he does chip in with goals. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea will demand in excess of 20 million to sell Ian Maatsen this summer, with Burnley interested in keeping hold of the left-back. Look, I'm not surprised about this particular news. As I said recently when we did our keep, loan, sell video, we had Ian Maatsen as a sell. As much as this hurts me, I believe in this player so much since the first time I saw him play for Chelsea Football Club, FA Cup, I believe, against Plymouth Argyle, when Frank Lampard got him off the bench, and he played for about 10, 15 minutes. Since then, I was blown away by this particular player, and he's had a stellar season in the Championship for Burnley. I believe Burnley's player of the season. I could be wrong, but he's definitely one of the players in the team of the season in the Championship. So there is a lot of demand for this particular player, specifically from Burnley, and Vincent Kompany absolutely loves him. So I'm not surprised this has come about, and I'm not surprised if we will be selling him as well. Apparently, there's rumors that Ian Maatsen hasn't had any communication from Chelsea, hasn't had any love from them, unlike the Lewa Cole situation, where Pochettino has Lewa Cole in the plans. Chelsea are very adamant that they're keeping Lewa Cole, but this sort of treatment has not been given to Ian Maatsen, and Maatsen kind of now sort of feels that, look, don't want another loan, sell me and let me settle down. And looks like Burnley could be one of the suitors. And yeah, Chelsea will demand in excess of 20 million. Why not? I know he doesn't have too much time left in his contract, maybe just one more year left, or max 2. I think it might be 1. But he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. And Premier League move these days. Premier League players, especially in the likes of Ian Maatsen, who's extremely good in attack, very decent in defense, and is a key cog for Burnley. You're paying good money, in excess of 20. I think we said in my keep, sell, loan video about 25 mil. I think we should be able to get 25 mil. Burnley, cough up 25 mil. Chelsea keeping hold of Ian Maatsen has not been ruled out at this stage. He could yet sign an extension before joining Burnley on loan again next term, or stay at Chelsea, with Mark Cucurella's future uncertain. Look, if we can extend his contract and loan him for one more season to Burnley, Premier League loan, that would be so ideal. But we need to have a plan. There is Lewis Hall. Whether Lewis Hall plays in the left side, I don't know. Does he play in midfield? We shall see. But looks like Lewis Hall, there is a lot of, once again, hype around him and interest on keeping him. And I'm okay with that. We'll see how the preseason pans out and whether he goes out on a loan or not. But then we have to think about Mark Cucurella and Ben Chilwell. What is the future over there? Interesting times. We have to have a plan. If we end up extending Ian Maatsen's contract, we need to have a plan for him down the track. And right now, there seems to be too much of a cluster of left backs at the moment at Chelsea Football Club. So let's see what happens. I think I saw Simon Phillips tweet out earlier today that we are apparently trying to add a buyback clause if we do sell Ian Maatsen to Burnley or anyone else. So that would be very smart indeed as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts in regards to Ian Maatsen. How do you feel about him possibly moving on? Chelsea are not working on the return of Eden Hazard. They have different ideas, even though many Chelsea fans are dreaming of a return. Fabrizio Romano, look, Eden Hazard time at Chelsea is over. I think he's going to retire. I would love to see him go to Saudi just to get that final bag, and everyone seems to be going there. It seems to be like a Legends League over there. But I think this guy will truly now finish up and retire. Look, he loves playing football, but at the same time, he's not one of those players that is, an addict about playing football. Like, he knows that there are other things in life to enjoy. And I get the feeling Eden Hazard off the back of this horrific sort of period at Real Madrid. I think he'll just call up quits. I don't know if he's keen to keep training and moving on. Chelsea-bound Christopher Nkunku celebrates Red Bull Leipzig DFB Pokal final victory. This is the baller, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get at Chelsea Football Club. Great to see him lift the trophy before coming to Chelsea. A lot of expectation on Nkunku, man. A lot of expectation. And apparently an announcement will be very imminent. His situation is done and dusted. So we're just waiting on Chelsea to announce this. So I think the window opens from 14th of June. So watch this space. Watch this space. I like that. I can't wait to see that balloon celebration at Stamford Bridge. Armando Broja is targeting preseason to return from the serious knee injury he suffered back in December. Look, keen to see how this player comes back. There was a lot of expectation. There was a keen outlook on him the season that just finished, but that injury, that ACL injury, absolutely ruined him. And I think we could have got something out of him this season, the abysmal season that we had. Maybe he could have been one of the shining light, but never wasn't to be. Let's see what happens in the preseason with this particular player. Keen to see how he performs. I'm concerned. Is he going to have that explosiveness that he had? His pace. Raheem Sterling, if you guys remember, he was quoted to say, one of the players that to look out for at Chelsea last season when Raheem Sterling did an interview, he said, it's Armando Broja. He's damn fast. He's explosive. I know I don't want to compare him with Erling Haaland, but he could be our version of Erling Haaland if everything goes well with him because of his explosiveness, because of his physical nature. If he slowly just develops, he could be a devastating striker. He's good. He's got good technique. He's got good hold up, good link up. Yeah, he's just rapid all over. He's just rapid. I just hope that injury hasn't killed him, man, because we've seen how ACL injuries can affect a particular footballer. Reece James, yeah, I'm excited to work under Mauricio Pochettino. Everyone is saying he's a great manager. Hopefully next season we find our feet early and we're good, strong side. Ben Chilwell, we've got a big preseason coming up. New manager, everyone has seen the players we've got. It's up to us now. Go out and make the next season a good one. Do you know what? Ben Chilwell and Reece James are both right. Last season, predominantly, we had Mickey Mouse managers. Our team is a good team, and with the clear out we're going to have and the players that are going to come in, we have a sensational group of players. We have a very, very solid squad to do some immense damage. We just need a serious manager, serious board, and owners to just back off a little bit. And I think all of that is coming into fruition slowly. Good manager in the likes of Pochettino, who's so ambitious to do well as well. There's a whole heap of, cloud around Pochettino. Can he do it? Can he win the big trophies in the Premier League? He hasn't done it before. He bottled at Spurs. He's going to be determined to fix that. He's going to be determined to, right all of those wrongs. So we've got a serious manager. Board seems to be doing well. In recent times, all the different, moves that they're doing, all the decisions that they're making, they're being decisive, no more indecisions. And the owner seems to be a little bit more quieter. So hopefully, people are disrespecting us, man. Honestly, there's some rival fans out there that are really disrespecting us on Twitter. They think we're just a nothing club now. No problems. Sleep on us. We shall catch you guys. Next season. New rounds of talks scheduled in the next 24 to 48 hours between Tottenham and CAA agencies in order to complete the agreement of Ange Postecoglou. I wanted to just touch up on this. Contract almost agreed, waiting for the final details to be sorted. Then it will be sealed. He's just won the domestic treble at Celtic. Ange Postecoglou. The reason why I'm keen on this is obviously he's Australian. I'm Australian as well, Australian citizen. And there's a lot of noise that's happening in Australia about Ange Postecoglou. I know he's going to Spurs, and I'm not, too keen about that. But I'm keen to see how he does, at Spurs. So there'll be one eye on Ange Postecoglou. There could potentially be some watch-alongs as well, just to see how he does, what type of player recruitment he does, and whether Harry Kane sticks around or not. So Ange Postecoglou, he's an up and coming manager. In Australia, they call him the Pep. You know what I mean? Like the Aussie Pep. This is no joke. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end with this. check this picture out. What's João Felix doing here? What is João Felix doing in between Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell, ladies and gentlemen? Could there be a remontada over here? Could João Felix potentially come back to Chelsea Football Club? Could Pochettino do a reverse parking job here? I don't know, man. I don't know. I highly doubt it. But with Kai Havertz moving on, you'd think we would be going for another attacking player in this window. Surely we cannot be just putting all our eggs on Nkunku. I do understand. Recently I said give the other minutes to Chukwuemeka, but I think Chukwuemeka should be able to get some minutes in midfield anyway. But we'll see. But I'll leave this particular picture in here as a final thought, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. See ya.